the typical model for crowdfunding platforms, right, that provide similar services, right? We'll get a page, you can pitch your deal, we'll get it out there in front of investors, we'll help you with documentation, I don't know to what extent, et cetera, et cetera. I'm thinking of, the kind of the big ones, GowerCrowd, CrowdStreet, Realty Mogul, and some others, Equity Multiple, of course.
Yeah.
But what they do, their value proposition to investors is, we've underwritten the deal and the sponsor, and we like it. So we've allowed it on our platform with a huge, raft of CYAs, don't trust anything we tell you underneath. But basically the value prop is, we've underwritten these deals.
Yes.
Yours is different, isn't it? Your extra layer is, come look at these deals, but and we've really done a deep dive on this sponsor, so you can trust the sponsor, make your own decision on the deal. Is that basically the angle you're taking?
Yeah, I mean, to clarify a bit further, right, is that, like you said, the other platforms that you mentioned, are vetting the deal and they're passing judgment. We believe it's a good deal, yes or no. If yes, then you can list. If no, you can't. What we've done that's a bit different is that we don't pass judgment on the deal, but what we require people who do list offerings that are accessible on our platform to the public is that we require them to engage us to monitor that deal on an ongoing basis. Because my belief is that, there's risk involved in investing in these real estate deals. That's why you're able to generate double-digit returns. And what that means is that the deal, they may be unable to execute the business plan, and they might not attain the results that they were hoping for. But for me, I think the bigger risk oftentimes is that if the deal does go sideways, it's the decisions that many people make that make it worse, right? Like pulling and sucking money out of the deal, those sorts of things. So for me, I just believe that if we can if we're looking where all the money's going and ensuring that all the fees are being calculated correctly and that they're reporting on a quarterly basis, we're basically forcing them to face the music should this deal, not perform or begin to not perform, right? They've got some additional accountability. Whereas in the absence of us, just using one of the other platforms as an example, they could raise all the money for the deal. And then after the deal's done, the sponsor, if it starts to go sideways, will be completely dark. And the platform is just saying, not our problem, right? Whereas for us, we're more of like, hey, they listed it there. We're going to force them to do the right thing. It's not to say they won't stick their head in the sand and not do the right thing, but they're going to be doing that publicly. It's going to be a bit harder to sort of get away with it. So for me, it's like what happens post-investment is just sort of the thing that's been overlooked, in my opinion, because that's where when you look at deals that have failed, that's usually when all the bad stuff.
Exactly, that's right. Yeah.